change is hard and it can be fearful, but also really exciting. But you may wonder, what will it be like when I lose weight? So however there are so many good reasons for losing weight, there can also be negative and emotional reasons that we can perhaps think of, and these are the things that stop us from losing weight. So hi, I'm Vanessa McLennan, a psychotherapist, and I help people with their binge eating and overeating, and to help them have a life free from food stress. So I'm going to talk about 5 reasons as to why we might be afraid to lose weight, so keep watching. I don't think anyone really talks about why we don't want to lose weight. I think it's a misguided concept that we are all totally going, yes, come on, I want to lose weight. And I think for many people on the outside, as in consciously, yes, we do want to lose weight. Yes, we do want to get a better body and we do want to be fitter and healthier. But what is underneath the conscious, the unconscious, is the parts of us that are afraid, that are fearful of what is out there or what is unknown. And I think that's what I was going to talk about today. Fear of failure. I think, what if, you go on some really strict diet, you're very careful with what you eat, you look after yourself very well, you exercise a lot, and you don't lose weight, your body doesn't change. That can be a bit, soul destroying to put all of that work into it. And also, it's a preconceived idea, isn't it, that you're going to have to really cut back, you're really going to have to restrict, or you're going to have to, exercise really hard to be able to lose this weight. So already going into it, it doesn't seem like fun. It just seems like, some tough, boot camp lifestyle that you're going to have to go into. And then to not get the results that you want yet is quite devastating, I should imagine. So a way around this is to think, number one, what if there was no failure? What if you just found ways of eating and thinking for you that didn't work for the moment, but you keep going until you find ways of eating and thinking that do work. It's also, looking at it to celebrate the small wins, because, even if, let's say in a week you lose 2 pounds, that is still weight loss. That's still the start of the journey. And I think what a lot of people do is, because they haven't lost the amount of weight that they wanted to, which might be, let's just say 10 pounds, 20 pounds, they see that 2 pounds as failure, when it's not. You've lost 2 pounds. So it's grabbing on to those small wins to celebrate them, because over time then they will go to get bigger and bigger wins, and you'll just learn to celebrate and notice that it's not failure, it's just a journey, and you're progressing on this journey. Fear of attention. When we start to lose weight and we're on that weight loss journey, our bodies are going to naturally change, and for some people this can become really noticeable, especially if we lose weight, around the face, the upper body, where it can show, quite quickly. And with that, it can bring some comments, unwanted or wanted. But it brings attention. Some people will be like, oh my God, well done, that's really amazing. Now, this, even though it might be well-meaning, it can, just incite, like, oh God, anxiety or unwanted focus, unwanted attention. And so the stress of this might be underneath thinking, I don't want that, so actually I'm going to keep myself as I am. So a way around this is, I think, to ask yourself questions like, so what is a good one? So what if someone, pays attention to you? Like, what does it matter if other people notice? And what's that really about for you? So for some people, it can be that just, from childhood and growing up, they had attention and they hated it. And for others, it can be, a deeper abusive situation where they got a lot of unwanted attention when they were children. And of course, this is just a bit too traumatic for them as adults. So the key here is to work on what is behind that to help you get over that hurdle. Fear of change. This is quite a biggie, because as we go through, losing weight, things are inevitably going to change. So it's not just our bodies that change, when we go through our weight loss journey. our minds change. Now, it doesn't have to be, you know, a huge drastic change, but there are going to be some small changes, and this can be, you know, quite a worrying concept as to what is going to change in my life, because actually you might like your life the way that it is. So, you know, relationships might change with, you know, friends, because you might just start, you know, becoming a lot more confident. You might start, you know, blossoming, as it might sound, you know, becoming just, or shining brighter than somebody else, and this might put someone's nose out of joint. You know, it could be that in relationships, you know, you become a lot more assertive, a lot more confident, and maybe you stop taking other people's, you know, shit so much. And of course, the old status quo, the other people around us are going to be like, what's going on here, or more, might not like it because, you know, we used to be a certain way and now we're not. So I think the key is to here look at, you know, what it is that you want to become. You know, how do you want to grow within yourself, not just your body but yourself. Who do you want to become? And also with you know, other people, managing them, we perhaps can't control or manage their responses, but we can perhaps manage how we might feel about what we think other people's reactions are going to be. And it might be just that other people then need a reassuring conversation that we're not going anywhere, we're just changing, you know, our bodies, and also we're just going to change our lifestyle slightly as we become healthier. But you know, we change little by little, so it's not as if tomorrow this is suddenly going to change. And it's just also having an inner confidence, knowing that as each little change comes about, you can manage it step by step by step. Fear of putting on the weight again. This could be, you know, something that's going to stop us definitely in our tracks if, again, we're perhaps thinking of a diet as in huge restriction, as in, you know, huge output of effort. And look at what a diet means to you, because if you've done diets before, and this is where it may come from, done diets before, you've lost the weight, and then guess what, all the weight comes back on again. So are you worried that, you know, once you relax, once you know, let your guard down, once you try to get into a state of just, you know, being, then all that weight comes back on again? And that is then so frustrating, because it's easy to think, well, what's the point in starting in the first place? So I would then look at, like, is there some balance? Because losing weight, you know, sustainably and for the long term, it's a lot more of a lifestyle change and a lot more of, you know, a mindset change. And you're looking for a balance where there's no restriction, you know, there's no hard, fast and exercise. It's not about, you know, torturing yourself. It's about actually moving into a a healthy lifestyle that you love. You know, something where you can eat what you want to eat, but obviously in small doses, and you get to enjoy foods that are healthy for you. So just look at what's happened before, what's perhaps where your mindset has been before, and what you can do differently this time round. Fear of the unknown. As uncomfortable as you may be now, the unknown may seem even more uncomfortable. You know, what will it be like when I lose weight? You know, will it be better? But actually, could it be a lot worse? You know, what might happen? In what ways might things just be different? And sometimes it's that unknown, you know, quantity that just sends us spiraling and just sends us to stay exactly where we are, no matter how uncomfortable we might feel right at the moment. So I think here it's looking at, well, actually, again, looking at the positives and looking at why you want to do this, in what way that you want to change, in what way that you want your life to change. And just, you know that you're going to change step by step. You know, we're not going to have huge changes that are just going to be so, like, unknown that, yeah, it's going to send us somewhere that we don't know. It's just each week making a tiny little change, and then you can start to see changes unfolding as you go along. And also just really keeping in mind the positives for you, why you're doing this. It will help you, you know, stick on that journey. And it also just helps you plan ahead as to what you want your life to be, and that's what helps you keep you on track.